Hi babes, how are you? If you're new, how welcome. My name is Michelle and this is another request. You guys wanted me to do an update on Palestine. So we're going to take a look into that. I want to remind you guys that my readings have no date. They are divinely guided. Everything has free will. Not everything is going to resonate with everybody. Please keep in mind that roles can be vibrating between energies. And as I always say, these readings are only for your entertainment purposes. Only everything said and mentioned is allegedly throughout the whole video. You guys can see the legal disclaimer. Sorry, that's my son. In the beginning of every video. So, with this said, let's move forward. So we got the sun in the reverse, we got the ace of cups, we got the 9 of wands, the moon, the devil, the 3 of cups, the 9 of cups, princess of discs in the reverse. Overall energy, we got the Prince of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Listen, this is allegedly going to be another situation with the law, because there's a lot of people trying to defend the country, Palestine, and they're going to try their best to stop it. But we got energies of Leo, we got Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius energy, Capricorn energy, and Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and the same reading energies over and over and over. Sadly here, there's going to be like very short hope into where there's going to be a alleged celebration, because allegedly they're going to stop the situation, that allegedly they're going to be helped, that allegedly things are going to be better, because again, that's what they've been trying to get, right? But unfortunately, they're going to actually quickly realize that it's not going to work the way they expected. Unfortunately, I do see destruction. Allegedly, I do see starvation. I do see sicknesses in Palestine, unfortunately, regardless of the bombing or not. Allegedly, I do see people very sick. I do see Bisan, which is the person who has been requested a lot in these readings. I do see her getting sick. Very, very sick. Unfortunately. I do see that there's going to be a specific night. It's giving me 18, number 18. I don't know what that means, okay? It could be number 9 too, because 8 in numerology, 18, 8 plus 1 is 9. So this could be 333 as well. It's talking allegedly number 18. Take it or leave it in any way, shape, or form, or what I told you before, which based on numerology. Now, with this said, I do see there's something that happens at night that it's gonna be near where allegedly Bisan is. She allegedly is gonna get hurt, but allegedly not unalived. But I do see right here that, as I said before, and this happens after thus there's whispers of, like, you know, the situation stopping. I don't see the situation getting, sorry guys, I'm fixing my lash, getting better for Palestine in the sense they were expecting, and the sense that a lot of people are expecting. I do see that it says like it was all for nothing allegedly. So unfortunately, I do see massive destruction. I do see allegedly getting sicknesses. I do see allegedly the things continue to happen, and there's less coverage for some reason, but still happening allegedly. Now, they're gonna try to stop it legally. I do see legally trying to stop it. I see public defender here, but unfortunately, let me show you here. It doesn't go too far with the failure card. It's not failure, because it was at the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. It's failure, but not failure, into where people did try to stop it, but allegedly it doesn't go too far. Listen, I do see, unfortunately, in a sense, the cards are representing the situation with Palestine as defeat. I do see the situation seen as a defeat, that it doesn't change. It says right here, that the only way that anybody left in Palestine could survive, allegedly, is leaving the country. They need to leave the country, allegedly. I understand the situation because I've been watching it on TikTok, but the cards are telling me the only way they will survive this, and allegedly they could have a quote normal life in any sense. I know it's not going to be possible for all the things they witnessed, but allegedly the only way they could have possibly a normal life is leaving Palestine. Allegedly, Palestine is no longer going to be Palestine. It's not longer going to be. It's going to exist in memory and history, allegedly, but Palestine is no longer going to be the Palestine there was once. There were once. Okay. They allegedly need to leave. Eventually, it's going to be too much, and they're eventually going to leave. And allegedly, they're going to be given the chance to leave. Anybody left, anybody wanted to leave, allegedly, Bisan included, if she wants to. Allegedly, she's going to be she's going to be given the choice and the opportunity to leave, but they can no longer return, allegedly. So it's super sad. I try to avoid these readings because it is super sad, and I just sometimes don't find the words because it's not the news. I like giving good news most of the times, but the cards are telling me that they're gonna end up, if they want to survive, allegedly they have to evacuate the country. They have to leave, and there's not gonna be a lot of coverage. There's gonna be like a massive, like, I wouldn't say forgotten energies, but allegedly it's like every single thing that we used to see in TikTok or other platforms, allegedly suddenly we don't see it anymore, and they want to remind us that just because we're not seeing doesn't mean it's not happening. And I do see somebody's recording. They can allegedly, somebody here, it's not able to post it online, but they're recording it because allegedly they want to make a documentary or so. And this is somebody that it's in Palestine, right? And it says right here that there's an interview here that it doesn't change much. This documentary, this witness, it doesn't change much, allegedly, sadly. And I do see right here that all the hope that was put into this person, or hope into this new possibility of like ceasefire and that these people be, allegedly it doesn't do anything, into where it goes back immediately to what it was, allegedly. And it says right here that they're going to be given an ultimatum. They're going to like cleanse whatever is left, unfortunately and allegedly. So the only choice they have is leaving the country, and allegedly they're going to be given that chance, allegedly, or it's been said, or rumors or whispers of like allegedly of like they're gonna be given that chance, but they cannot allegedly stay there no more. They cannot stay in the country because allegedly that country is no longer going to be Palestine. It's going to be remembered as such by history, by people who witnessed and everything, but allegedly it's never going to be what it used to be no more. Unfortunately, there's no way, shape, or form is going to be rebuilt, allegedly, or given the chance to rebuild, allegedly. That country allegedly is already taken over. Even though that allegedly people are still fighting and still talk, it's already taken over. It's too late. If they're given a tiny corner of that country, it's not going to allegedly be enough to the people left. There's not going to be enough. And there's kids who are going to grow to be an adult, to have their own family. So allegedly, even if they are given some tiny land, allegedly, it's not going to be enough for them to live. How are they going to live there? You know what I'm saying? People populate. There's going to be population. Again, kids are going to become teens, are going to become adults, and are going to want to have their own family. And then what happens, you know? So allegedly, what's left, if somebody stays there, if they're given that chance, because there's two possibilities here. They're giving a tiny little bit of land, but it says right here that if they want to survive and have a proper life, they cannot stay there, allegedly. So they're going to be given that chance to leave. It's going to be rumored that it's going to be, allegedly. But if they're giving some sort of land, it's going to be hard to survive there. Okay? It's going to be hard to survive there. So at this point, the Ace of Swords is a very tough decision for people in Palestine, that they have to make a decision. They have to sacrifice something. Do I sacrifice this or do I sacrifice that? The decision is heartbreaking for them. The decision is going to be intense. And allegedly, they have to sacrifice. They have to make a decision. It's not going to be easy. it's not gonna be easy. And at this point, it's like there's really not good news about it, because it's like allegedly here it's not good news, because it's like you stay and hope that nothing happens, or you leave and start over elsewhere with all, like, you know, it's sad because they can't even go back to get the remains of the people they lost, you know what I'm saying? So allegedly it's going to be a very tough decision. They start over elsewhere and try to have, like I said before, quote, normal life, which is going to be quite hard with all the things they witness, or they stay and hope for the best, unfortunately. Like, you know, those are the two options they have. And again, it's allegedly too much powerful people who are not, they're against them staying there, allegedly. So at this point, it's a power that cannot be outrun, unfortunately. And allegedly here, I feel like when the minute people stop posting about it, it's gonna be forgotten. Just people who really was paying attention to the situation and allegedly really cared about the whole situation, they don't need to be reminded by a TikTok. They don't need to be reminded by a video. They know what happened. So allegedly here is a very tough decision. It's a very hard cookie to bake. You know what I'm saying? I do feel that, like I said in my past video, their fate is sealed, and there's going to be a little window for them allegedly, but this little window does not bring good news. It's just the only outlet, you know what I'm saying? So allegedly they wanted to stay in Palestine. They wanted to, but they can't. Allegedly the country is already taken over, allegedly is going to allegedly be taken over eventually, and they have, like I said before, even if they give in a tiny piece of land, it's not going to be enough to populate it, unfortunately. So the only way, if they're given this chance, hopefully soon enough, allegedly, it's just to leave to a different country, allegedly, and they are able to start over somewhere else. But even if they were, again, an example, if they were given a chance to be in Palestine, they're not going to be allowed to restart. It's going to be too much done, and they're not going to have the equipment to reconstruct something, you know? They don't. So at this point, allegedly, unfortunately, it's a cleansing. And unfortunately, the only way they could do is just start over elsewhere if they're given that window. Unfortunately, we can't undo what is already done, you know what I'm saying, allegedly here. And it's not about being fair or not, it's just what the card says is like, this is what's happening, you know what I'm saying? There's gonna be, it's change for them, you know. They have to make decisions based on the sacrifice, and allegedly they will have to change. And it's just not good news. That's just not good news for them. I know this is not the good news people wanted, but this is what I see. It's already taken over. Okay? And allegedly, if they stay there, all they're gonna find is death and sorrow. Allegedly, that's all they're gonna find. So, and they're gonna go down with the ruins, allegedly. So the only way is, if they're given that window, is allegedly leave. Allegedly, that's the only option they have. And if they don't, unfortunately, find death and sorrow over there, you know, if they don't find death, allegedly, they're gonna find sickness. It's gonna lead to that, because allegedly, there's not gonna be this allegedly one hospital or so, allegedly, and the hospital is gonna get destroyed eventually, allegedly too. So at this point, they're not gonna even have medicine or so to take care of basic stuff. I do see pneumonia, I do see gangrene, allegedly, I do see infections in the blood, allegedly, infections in a lot of things, and infected and not infected food, you know, unfortunately the hygiene, you know, because they're going through literal war, you know, allegedly. So I gotta say that word because of legal reasons, but you know what I'm saying. So at this point, it's just very difficult to make it livable, the situation. So if they're given a window, allegedly, which I do see possible, there's a possibility, allegedly, they have to take that window if they want to survive, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying. And even like I said before, if they're given a tiny piece of land, right, it's just not going to be enough, because like I said before, kids are going to become teens, they're going to become adults, and then population, you know. So allegedly the only possibility is for them to leave the country. And again, I'm very neutral. I just want to make sure, in the same way I didn't in Israel, this is just me doing my job, which is reading, which is fulfilling my followers request, any rude or evil comment is going to be reported to YouTube directly, because again, I'm just doing my job, which is reading the cards. So let me finalize here with the astrological dices. We're gonna go with the planet first. The planet represents the situation of the reading. We got the sun, and it says pertaining to oneself, core values, personal identity, ego, self-image. Now we're gonna go with the zodiac signs. This represents the emotional side, and we got Gemini. And Gemini says seeing both sides, intrigued, overthinking, oversharing, devious, manipulative, intellectual distress. And finally, we have the house, which represents the area of life, and we got the 11th house, and this says represents protection in good moments, lucky gifts, connections with people, sharing bounty, prosperity. So this is what they could find if they leave, if they're able to leave, unfortunately. So with this said, guys, this is the end of the reading. I hope I was able to read the person who wanted me to read. I know this is not good news. I'm sorry. I want to also invite you to follow me on my other platforms if you want. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I am on Spotify. I do weekly podcasts in English and Spanish. I also offer personal readings on my website. So if you want to double check any of those links, you want to go to the description box below on every video, as well as you can go ahead and check the bio, and you can find the link over there. So with this said, thank you so much, guys, and blessings.